Join me as I dive into the fascinating world of INFJs and see if being around them really feels like a powerful high. I'm going to spend a whole day with one and share my experience. INFJs are one of the rarest personality types, making up only about 1 to 3% of the population. What makes interactions with them so special is their unique blend of idealism, empathy, and charisma. When it comes to INFJs, there are a lot of misconceptions floating around. Some people think they're overly sensitive or too intense, but the truth is, they're just highly attuned to the emotions of those around them. Others believe INFJs are introverted and shy, but in reality, they're often charismatic and confident in social situations. One of the biggest misconceptions about INFJs is that they're overly emotional, but in reality, they're just deeply feeling and empathetic. The biggest challenge people face in understanding INFJs is getting past their surface-level persona and really seeing the depth and complexity of their emotions. INFJs have a way of making you feel like you're the only person in the room, and that's because they're actively listening to you and trying to understand your perspective. They're not just hearing your words, they're feeling your emotions, and that creates a sense of connection that's hard to find with other people. Another misconception about INFJs is that they're always serious and brooding, but in reality, they have a great sense of humor and a playful side that they only reveal to those close to them. One of the most challenging things about being around an INFJ is that they have a way of calling you out on your stuff, but they do it in a way that's gentle and loving. They're not trying to criticize or judge you, they're just trying to help you see things from a different perspective. When you're around an INFJ, you can't help but feel like you're being seen and understood on a deep level. INFJs have this unique ability to connect with people on a deeper level, and that's what makes their presence so powerful. They're highly intuitive, so they can pick up on subtle cues and energy that others might miss. They're also incredibly empathetic, so they can put themselves in your shoes and understand your emotions in a way that's hard to find with others. When you combine those traits with their natural charisma and idealism, you get a personality type that's truly one of a kind. Being around an INFJ can be a transformative experience, and I can attest to that firsthand. I once had an INFJ friend who was going through a tough time, and I was struggling to understand what they were going through. They sat me down and explained their emotions in a way that was so raw and honest, it completely shifted my perspective. In that moment, I felt like I was experiencing a deep emotional high, like I was seeing the world in a whole new way. The experience of being around an INFJ is like a powerful high, because it's like a breath of fresh air. You feel seen and understood in a way that's rare in this world, and that creates a sense of connection and belonging that's hard to find. When you're around an INFJ, you feel like you're part of something bigger than yourself, like you're tapping into a deeper level of humanity. One of the most profound experiences I've had with an INFJ was when we had a deep conversation about our values and beliefs. We were talking about our hopes and dreams, and it was like we were speaking the same language. We were both so passion-driven and idealistic, and it was like our energies were aligning in a way that was hard to explain. In that moment, I felt like I was experiencing a sense of connection that was almost spiritual. In that moment, I realized that being around an INFJ is like a powerful high, because it's like a spiritual awakening. You feel like you're tapping into something deeper and more meaningful, something that goes beyond the surface level of everyday life. To summarize, INFJs offer a unique and uplifting experience in relationships because of their empathy, intuition, and charisma. They have a way of making you feel seen and understood on a deep level, and that creates a sense of connection and belonging that's hard to find. If you've had any experiences with INFJs, I'd love to hear about them in the comments below. And if you're interested in learning more about personality types, be sure to check out my other video on the subject. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Blas.